Closer from Team Dreamers, please welcome Josh Gondelman!
Thank you very much. No, I'm fine. That's very kind. Thank you. Fiddle with it the whole time. Hello. I just have a couple quick points to address. First of all, thank you so much to my esteemed colleagues, Ike and Abby, that they did a wonderful job. I think I'm just bringing this home. And thank you to Team Doers, Yoni and Robin and Shalewa. I have a couple points. I think we're getting our paradigms crossed, right? Shalewa brought up all the books in a doer's apartment, sure. But that person is also a dreamer. They dream of having enough time to read all those books. That is huge dreamer behavior. It's not realistic. And I just think we're thinking about this all wrong. The doers have just come at this from an aggressive, capitalist, hierarchical paradigm. Robin already tried to recruit me as a Capricorn into this kind of segregated structure she's creating. You belong over here. Okay, doer, yeah. We've seen that throughout history. Yoni came up and said he had a slogan, "Life is Dew," which sounds like a Mountain Dew-based fertility treatment that actually makes you sterile in the end. And then he asked you all what you did today, and you all said worked. And respectfully, that fucking sucks. That sucks. Wouldn't you rather have not worked? By round of applause, would you rather have not worked today? Thank you. So, I'm coming at this from a totally different paradigm. This is dream on. Why not do things? Why to not do things? That's the opposite of what I meant. Why not do things? I'll give you the reasons why not to. Here's something that I think is very important. Shalewa brought up that some dreams are bad. Yeah, let's talk about them. Nightmares, right? Nightmares, they can't hurt you because they didn't happen, right? Every nightmare you've ever had didn't happen, or it did, and what was real was worse. Even bad dreams are better than most pretty good realities because they can't really hurt you. Here are some nightmares I personally have had. Botching a professional opportunity. Yeah, it felt bad for Dream David Letterman to tell me I was the worst comedian I've ever had on his TV show. But then I woke up and I'd never even been on The Late Show with David Letterman. My nightmare was better than my actual career. One time I had a dream of being chased, doesn't no more click, being chased through my old elementary school by the Care Bears who were mean. That's not realistic, that couldn't hurt me. I'm from Massachusetts. The kids I went to elementary school would have kicked the shit out of the Care Bears, and it would have been a hate crime, for sure, in their hearts. I've had a nightmare where I was murdered in front of my parents, and then my soul left my body, and my parents were murdered in front of me. I woke up, that hadn't happened. My parents were fine, except for my mom's tendency to offer me yogurt every time I see her, even though I have not eaten yogurt in a decade. Much better than the nightmare. I had a dream of being sexually disappointing. And has that ever happened? Yeah, it has. But I'll tell you who is much nicer about it than my ex-girlfriend Rebecca, Julianne Moore with octopus tentacles instead of arms. So, yeah, that's right. Reality. It's bad. Even doing good stuff feels bad most of the time. Standing up too fast, that can hurt. That's so basic and yet so painful. The other day, I hurt my knee waking up for a nap. Should have stayed laying down. Point taken, gravity. Eating ice cream, just a little. It's so painful to me that just as you're old enough to eat all the ice cream you wanted to as a child, your digestive system says no. Next slide. Oh, going outside for a nice brisk walk on a sunny day. I have fresh air, vitamin D, exercise. Certainly a brisk walk is something safe to do. No, wrong. Sunburn. Next slide. And this is the worst of them all, getting to work. Commuting, ugh, it's the worst thing to do of all. It's doing before you even start doing. It's pre-doing. The mere act of getting ready to do things is maybe worse than the doing things themselves, which is a mark against doing things. Thank you. Doing. The root of all evil. War, racism, breaking up with someone over text. These are all things people do. Frankly, most of us have dreamt of doing some kind of evil, but not following through is what makes us good human beings. That's right. You ever think about pushing someone on the subway tracks? Who here has done that? Who here's thought about that? Who here has followed through? Fucking nobody, because we're good people. That's what dreams are for. Here's a famous quote. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. I don't know who said that. I didn't look it up. It doesn't matter. I have a better quote. The only thing necessary for the triumph of good is for evil to fucking chill, right? If evil just stopped, good could just relax too. I think that's important. Knock it off, evil. If you aren't out there committing tax fraud and failing to flush public toilets, good people could just have a nice time. Don't put this on us, evil. Famous unattributed quote that only works in the abstract, right? If I pushed your grandmother down the stairs, you wouldn't say the only thing necessary for grandmas to get pushed downstairs is for good people to do nothing. Right? That's not why it happened. I had to wait for your grandmother to get near the top of the stairs. Or had to lure her there with hard candy. Then I had to get her to come close enough to me to push her by talking too quietly for her hearing aids to pick up. And then I had to push her when I could have simply fantasized about pushing your grandmother downstairs like a dreamer. Let's look at some famous doers. Abby brought up a few. I've got a few more. That's right. This is uncomfortable to look at. Adolf Hitler. Say what you want about Hitler. He was one of the most motivated people of the entire 20th century. He got shit done. Hitler was for sure a morning person. No doubt about it. He probably did daily affirmations and was smug about his vegetarian diet. When you asked Hitler how he was doing, he's probably like, yeah, I'm crushing it. And he was right. Jeffrey Epstein, major doer. He had a private island he used for sex trafficking. That's every pedophile's dream. And it should stay a dream. And this lady on the right is your friend who proposes going for a run together when you talk about hanging out. She's like, oh yeah, let's hang out. We should go for a run together. And you're like, that's not hanging out. That's exercise, and you're going to trick me into your horrible lifestyle. We already heard about talking. Robin brought up doing a marathon to prove you could do something you hate. Does there sound like anything worse in life than to do something you hate recreationally and come in 10,000th at it? No. Most dreamers aren't famous, right? John Lennon claimed to be one, but he was just a doer with long hair who occasionally did acid. This is what a dreamer looks like. That's my friend Eric, who thinks there should be pickle-flavored Doritos and that eggnog should be available year-round. Those are terrible ideas, but is he doing something about it? Look at him. Absolutely not. Not happening. So it's fine. What about people who do good? That's an important question. What about the do-gooders? It does take work to make a society run. And I appreciate the people that do that, right? I think that's important. But let's think about how much we need to get done, right? We're feeding into this capitalist paradigm. Doctors are important, right? That's one crucial function. But let's all think about the opening line of the Hippocratic Oath, which every doctor takes. Can anyone share for me right now? First, do no harm. The most important primary directive a doctor has is to do nothing. Wow. That means we're all in this room right now doing the most important function of being doctors. You're welcome, everyone else in the world. Which is good, because we're not qualified to do surgery. Well, this is the Upper West Side. Someone here is probably qualified to do surgery. With that in mind, I'd like to close with one more quote. Frankly, I didn't even want to do this. This was a lot of work. And we've had a fun time here tonight, but you know who had more fun than me? You. The people out there who didn't have to do shit. The jealousy I feel towards you right now is proof that doers are bad, and we should all aspire on principle to do as little as possible. We should all be sitting in the shade, eating berries, and drinking coconut milk. No action, no aspiration, just dreams, baby. Thank you so much.